Illusion, I thought, feeling stupid. Slants, how many times am I going to fall for that? I scanned the walls. Sure enough, I caught a glimpse of Nightwielder staring out from one of them toward me. He pulled back before I could fire, and the darkness fell motionless again. I waited, sweating, focused on that point. Maybe he'd peer out again. The fake Nightwielder was just to my right, looking impassive. Firefight was in the room somewhere. Invisible. He could gun me down. Why didn't he? Nightwielder peeked out again, and I fired, but he was gone in an eye blink, and the shot ricocheted off the wall. He'd probably come at me from another direction, I decided, so I took off running. As I ran, I swiped the butt of my gun through the fake Nightwielder. As I expected, it passed right through, the apparition wavering faintly like a projected image. Explosions sounded. Abraham cursed in my ear. "What?" Tia asked. "Crossfire doesn't work," Cody said. "We've got a big group of soldiers to fire on each other through the smoke without their realizing that Steelheart was in the middle." "At least a dozen shots hit him," Abraham said. "Tattiri is dead. I repeat, accidental fire does not hurt him." Calamity, I thought, and I'd been so sure about that theory. I ground my teeth, still running. We're not going to be able to kill him, I thought. This is all going to be meaningless. "I'm afraid that I can confirm," Cody said. "I saw the bullets hit too, and he didn't even notice." He paused. "Prof, you're a machine. Just thought I'd say that." Prof's only response was a grunt. "David, how are you handling Nightwielder?" Tia asked. "We need you to activate Phase 4. Shoot Steelheart with your father's gun. It's all we have left." "How am I handling Nightwielder?" I asked. "Poorly. I'll get out there when I can." I continued jogging down the long open concourse beneath the seating. Maybe if I could get outside, I'd have a better time of it. There were too many hiding places in here. He was waiting for me when I came out of that tunnel, I thought. They've got to be listening in on our conversations. That's how they knew so much about our initial setup. That, of course, was impossible. Mobile signals were unhackable. The Nighthawk Foundry made sure of that. And beyond that, the Reckoners were on their own network. Except Megan's mobile. It was still connected to our network. Had I ever mentioned to Prof and the others that she'd lost it in the fall? I'd assumed it was broken, but if it hadn't been... They listened in on our preparations, I thought. Did we mention over the lines that Limelight wasn't real? I thought hard, trying to remember our conversations over the last 3 days. I came up blank. Maybe we'd talked about it, but maybe not. The Reckoners tended to be circumspect about their conversations over the network, just to be extra careful. Further speculation was cut off as I spotted a figure in the hallway in front of me. I slowed, rifle to shoulder, drawing a bead on it. What would Firefight try this time? Another image of Megan, just standing there. She wore jeans and a tight red button-up shirt, but no Reckoner jacket. Her golden hair pulled back in a shoulder-length ponytail. Wary, in case Nightwielder attacked me from behind, I moved past the illusion. It watched me, with a blank expression, but didn't move otherwise. How could I find Firefight? He'd be invisible, probably. I wasn't certain he had that power, but it made sense. Ways of revealing an invisible epic ran through my mind. Either I had to listen for him, or I had to fog the air with something. Flour, dirt, dust. Maybe I could use the tensor somehow? Sweat trickled down my brow. I hated knowing that someone was watching me, someone I couldn't see. What to do? My initial plan to deal with Firefight had been to reveal I knew his secret, to scare him off as I had Nightwielder during the complex hit. That wouldn't work now. He knew we were on to him. He needed to see the Reckoners dead to hide his secret. Calamity, calamity, calamity! The illusion of Megan turned its head, following me as I tried to watch all corners of the room and listened for movement. The illusion frowned. "I know you," she said. It was her voice. I shivered. A powerful epic illusionist would be able to create sounds with their image, I told myself. I know that's true. No need to be surprised. But it was her voice. How did Firefight know her voice? Yes, she said, walking toward me. I do know you. Something about knees. Her eyes narrowed at me. I should kill you now. Knees. Firefight couldn't know about that, could he? Had Megan called me that name over the mobile? They couldn't have been listening back then, could they? I wavered, my gun's sights on her. The illusion. Or was it Megan? Nightwielder would be coming. I couldn't just stand there. But I couldn't run, either. She was walking toward me. Her arrogant expression made her look like she owned the world. Megan had acted like that before. But there was something more here. Her bearing was more confident, even though she had pursed her lips, perplexed. I had to know. I had to. I lowered the gun and leapt forward. She reacted, but too slowly, and I grabbed her arm. It was real. A second later, the hallway exploded.